She said my success made her feel small, so I let her go. A year later, she was checking coats at a gala where I arrived with the woman who replaced her forever. I always believed relationships ended with shouting, tears, ultimatums, or slammed doors. What I never prepared for was the kind of breakup that comes dressed as honesty, the kind that feels like you're being calmly cut open with a scalpel. My girlfriend, Anna, and I had been together for almost 4 years. We met in grad school, me, buried in finance courses, already working part-time at a consulting firm, and her, an English lit major with a laugh that felt too big for the library. She had a way of making everything feel brighter, more cinematic. I thought she was my anchor in chaos. Looking back, the red flags weren't sirens, they were whispers. The way she always angled for the nicest restaurants, because she wanted us to have experiences. How her vacations were only possible because I booked the flights, hotels, and car rentals. Or how she loved telling her friends, Mark's the stable one. He makes sure things run smoothly. Always with this half-joking tone that carried a little too much truth. Still, I brushed it off. That's what you do when you're in love. You edit the rough edges, explain away the flaws. Tell yourself she just has a different love language. The night everything unraveled wasn't even a fight. We were sitting in my apartment, a bottle of wine between us, when she sighed and said she needed to unburden herself. Her exact words are burned into me. My feelings for you are absolutely real and deep, just not the romantic love kind. She delivered it with a softness, like she was gifting me honesty. She even smiled a little, as if expecting me to thank her for her courage. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. My response was just, I appreciate the transparency. That was it. In that moment, something shifted in me. I mentally recategorized her, not as my partner, not as my future, but as a friend at best. The next morning, I shut down everything. No more weekend trips on my dime. No more surprise gifts. No more, I'll cover it, don't worry. All affection, support, and plans for the future stopped. I wasn't cruel, just absent, detached. At first, she didn't notice. She was too busy bathing in the applause of her friends, who praised her raw honesty and emotional bravery. One even posted some long-winded Instagram story about women reclaiming their truth. I watched silently, amused. But then came the ripple effects. Anna had grown used to a lifestyle. She wasn't extravagant on her own salary, but with me, she had access to weekends in wine country, dinners that required reservations months in advance. Even the security of knowing rent was never an issue because I'd help if she was short. And when all of that evaporated, the silence hit her harder than any argument would have. A month later, her tone shifted. Suddenly, she was texting me late at night. Hey, can we talk? Or, I miss you. She started dropping by my favorite cafe by coincidence. Once, she even messaged me. I realized I made a mistake. What we had was love, just a different kind, but I think I confused myself. By then, it was too late. I had already built walls. The truth is, she hadn't lost me because of her honesty. She lost me because I realized I'd been her backup plan, her safety net, her luxury. And when I pulled that away, she was left standing in the reality she had chosen. The irony? She had always painted herself as the strong one, the dreamer, the free spirit. But when the dream crashed, I was the one who walked away with my dignity intact. And her? She was the one calling me in tears weeks later, realizing that in trying to free herself, she had cut the very rope that kept her anchored. After that conversation, life didn't so much explode as it quietly rearranged itself. We didn't officially break up that night. Technically, we stayed together. She still texted me in the mornings, still tagged me in memes, still sent me TikToks that reminded her of us. Outwardly, nothing had changed. But under the surface, everything had. I wasn't mean. I didn't pick fights. I just stopped being the version of me she had grown used to. The one who picked up the bill without blinking. The one who booked vacations because he knew she wouldn't. The one who carried the weight of the relationship on his shoulders while she got to float. The first time she noticed was on a Friday. We always went out for dinner on Fridays. She was dressed up, heels clicking against the hardwood, smiling at me from the door. I looked up from my laptop and said, I've got leftovers in the fridge. You can go ahead without me. Her smile faltered. You're not coming? Nope. Busy. And honestly, I'm fine eating here. She laughed it off, made a joke about me being an old man already. But I saw it, the flicker in her eyes. The first spark of panic. Over the next weeks, cracks widened. She invited me to brunch with her friends, expecting me to pick up the tab as usual. When the bill came, I laid down only for my portion. She froze. One of her friends actually whispered, "Wait, did that just happen?" It did. That's when the shift in power really set in. She had been so used to being adored, indulged, supported, that the sudden withdrawal of it all was like oxygen leaving the room. At night, she started probing, asking why I was different lately, wondering if I still loved her, suggesting we redefine what love means. Every conversation felt like she was trying to push toothpaste back into the tube. The turning point came when she tried to organize a romantic weekend getaway. She suggested we split the cost. I agreed immediately. That should have been good news, right? Partnership. Equality. But then she realized splitting meant she'd have to give up 2 entire paychecks. Suddenly, it wasn't so romantic. She canceled the trip 2 days later, claiming she was too stressed at work. I didn't argue, just nodded. But the silence grew heavier. The final blow came from an unexpected angle, her best friend. One evening, after Anna had left my place in tears because I told her I wasn't sure I saw us long-term anymore, her best friend messaged me. Out of nowhere, she wrote, "She's terrified, you know. She thought she had you wrapped around her finger forever. Now she's realizing she was the one dependent on you all along." That message was the nail in the coffin. It wasn't that Anna stopped loving me. Truthfully, I think she never loved me in the way I needed. She loved security. She loved what I gave her. She loved having a backup plan, a safety net, a comfortable life. When I took that away, she wasn't left with freedom or self-discovery. She was left with herself, and she didn't like the reflection staring back. The relationship didn't end with a scream. It ended with her standing in my apartment doorway, holding back tears, asking, "So, is this it?" I just nodded. "Yes, this is it." She left quietly. No drama, no scene, just the soft click of the door closing behind her. But here's the thing about soft endings. The aftershocks hit harder. In the weeks that followed, I heard through friends that she was spiraling. First, she tried casual dating. Quick, flashy, shallow. It fizzled. Then she tried throwing herself into work. But every promotion meant more responsibility, and without someone to lean on, she crumbled under the pressure. And me? I rebuilt. Slowly, carefully, and fully on my own terms. The truth she never admitted was simple. She didn't want real love. She wanted comfort disguised as love. And when she finally had to stand on her own 2 feet, she realized comfort doesn't come free. And that was her real loss. Not me, not us, but the life she could have had if she'd only cherished it. Update 1. I didn't expect to be writing an update, but a lot has happened since I last posted. After Anna walked out of my apartment for the last time, I thought I'd feel relief right away. Instead, it was a weird mix of emotions. There was peace, sure, but also an echoing quiet. When you spend years building your life around someone, even the toxic comfort of them being there can leave a hole once it's gone. But here's the twist. Life filled that hole faster than I imagined. I poured myself into my career. Remember the boring small-town promotion I once considered passing on because Anna hated the idea of leaving the city? I took it, without hesitation, packed up, signed the papers, and moved into a place twice the size of my old apartment. The new job came with a team, travel opportunities, and a paycheck that honestly made me laugh when I saw the first deposit. Meanwhile, Anna didn't handle things so well. I tried to stay no contact, but mutual friends talk. Word gets around. I learned she tried the dating apps hard, cycling through quick situationships, trying to find someone who would give her the lifestyle she thought she deserved. It backfired spectacularly. The men she went for weren't interested in building something real. They saw right through her. Then came the desperate messages. At first, casual, "Hope you're doing well." Then, probing, "Do you ever miss me?" And eventually, pleading, "We were so good together. I made a mistake. Can we talk?" I didn't reply. Not once. I left every message on read. And I think that silence hurt her more than any harsh word could have. But the part that really shook me? She showed up at my office. I'd just finished a meeting when my assistant buzzed me. "There's a woman in the lobby who says she knows you personally. She seems upset." It was Anna. Standing there in heels, she couldn't walk in properly, clutching her purse like a lifeline. Her eyes red, her voice trembling when she said, "Please, just give me 5 minutes." I won't lie. Seeing her like that was jarring. This wasn't the confident, sarcastic, too good for everyone Anna I remembered. This was someone deflated, smaller, almost broken. But I didn't invite her up. I just said, Anna, I wish you well, but this isn't appropriate. Please don't come here again. Her face crumpled. She tried to laugh it off, muttered something about me being cold, and left. That was the last I saw of her in person. Since then, my life has only gotten brighter. I've started dating again. Nothing too serious yet, but the difference is night and day. These women see me for who I am, not what I can provide. And the funniest part? The thing Anna once mocked me for, my boring job and predictable routines, are exactly what others find attractive. Stability, consistency, ambition. Anna wanted to experience life. And she did, for a grand total of 11 messy weeks. Now, she's watching from the sidelines while I live mine to the fullest. And honestly, that's the best closure I could have asked for. Final update that it's been a little over a year since everything went down with Anna. And I can honestly say this. Sometimes the universe knows how to take out the trash for you. Life has changed in ways I couldn't have imagined back then. That promotion I took, it's turned into something even bigger. My boring small-town job now has me overseeing multiple projects nationwide. I've been flown out to conferences, given talks, and even had my name attached to initiatives that will be around long after I'm gone. My income doubled again, and I've invested smart, something I never could have done when Anna was draining every cent for weekend getaways and luxury experiences. But the career isn't even the best part. The best part is who I share it with. A few months after my last update, I met Claire. She's nothing like Anna. Where Anna was always competing, Claire encourages. Where Anna nitpicked, Claire appreciates. And the crazy thing? She's accomplished in her own right. We complement each other instead of one trying to pull the other down. For the first time in years, I feel like I can breathe. We just signed a lease on a beautiful house together, and we're even talking about a future that feels real, not performative. As for Anna, oh, that story took its own turn. I wasn't looking for updates on her life, but again, people talk. Mutual friends, social media. From what I've gathered, she's burned through a string of relationships, each shorter and messier than the last. Her whole, I need a partner on my level philosophy didn't pan out, because every man she chased saw right through it. The latest rumor? She's back living with her parents, working retail, and trying to reinvent herself online with inspirational posts about self-discovery. The kicker came a few weeks ago. Claire and I attended a charity gala in the city, one of those black tie events where the room buzzes with business owners, investors, politicians. Guess who was working coat check? Anna. I swear, I wouldn't have even recognized her if she hadn't frozen the moment our eyes met. She looked tired, worn down. The spark of arrogance that used to define her was gone. And standing there, in my tux, with Claire on my arm, radiant, confident, absolutely glowing, I realized something. I didn't feel anger, or even pity. I felt nothing. That nothing was powerful, because it meant I was free. Anna once told me she didn't want to be tied down, that she wanted to experience life. Well, she got her wish. And in chasing that empty version of freedom, she lost the one person who actually cared for her. Meanwhile, I didn't just move on. I leveled up in every way. Career, love, peace of mind. And that's the real ending. Not revenge, not gloating, but building a life so full that the past looks like a closed book gathering dust. If there's one lesson I'd pass on, it's this. Never beg someone to stay when they've already left in their heart. Sometimes, the best gift you can give them, and yourself, is the door. And walking through that door changed everything for me.